Hello, everyone. Hello. Let me know where you are joining me from. Today, we are going to be talking about just some productivity tips that I use in my planner. And for this one, we are going to be doing an overhead shot because I wanted to walk you step by step through my planner and really show you just a little bit more of the behind the scenes of the details of the different things that I do within my planner. I know many times when I am sharing my planner on my YouTube videos, I am just kind of giving you all some high level tips or high level quick things throughout my planner. So today I wanted to do a little bit more of a deeper dive. So hello, thank you all so much for joining me. Let me know where you are joining me from. And also, if you have a question as I am going through it all, if you have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comment stream or in the stream, and then I will answer them as I go. You can use hashtag Q or put some type of Q in front of it so that I can really know that it's a question. But thank you all so much for joining me. Today we are going to be talking about just some productivity things that I do within my planner that really helps me to be able to execute a little bit faster and be way more efficient. So these are just some things that I'm doing that I hope that will help you as you are trying to put together your one book that helps you to organize your entire life or your planner. All right, so let's go into it. The very first thing that I do, I'm already showing it to you, is I have a table of contents. So this is my table of contents page. I will switch this up anytime I make any changes to my planner. And the main reason why I like to switch it up is so that I have a place where I can easily glance and see everything that's kind of coming up or everything that is currently within my planner. Now, this is going to be different for every single person. The way that I like to set up mine is I have these side tabs, and these side tabs basically are the main hubs of my planner. They are the week, my work, my faith, my budget, and then other. And so this is kind of based on these side tabs. My top tabs just basically show me exactly where I am in my planner. And then the bottom tabs here are additional inserts. So I don't usually keep the inserts on the side here or within my table of contents. And the reason why I don't do that is just because I change them so often. It is just based on what it could be based on what's going on in the week when I decide to change my bottom tabs. So for now, I am only keeping the side tabs as my table of contents. And then I have a light breakdown of what each one of these sections mean for my life. What do I need these particular sections for? I will just write down that it's the weekly, and this is basically my catch-all planner. And then I will write down a little snippet of what I am keeping in each one of these sections. So I highly recommend that you do this and that you have some type of hub for listing or letting you know every single thing that is in your planner, because it does help you to kind of just keep in mind how you are planning on using your planner. So before I had a table of contents, I found myself like usually forgetting why I added a section into my planner. I had a train of thought when I put it in, but then I ultimately kind of forgot what that train of thought was. And now that I have this, I am easily able to kind of read the description here, and I know exactly what my goal is for this particular planner. So this is the very first thing that I would recommend that you do, is have some type of hub or a table of contents. The next thing that I recommend is that you have a spot for your goals. Now, these are my annual goals, and I do break down my annual goals by the different areas of my life. And there are 5 areas that I am usually worried about. And that is my spiritual life, my mental, which is basically personal development, physical, which is working out and staying on top of my health, relational, which is family and friends, and then financial, which is our money. So these are the 5 areas where I am planning the overall goals. And I do like to keep them within my planner because they just constantly remind me of the different things that I am trying to do. So that is why I like to keep them here. And I do recommend that you have some type of spot where you are listing out your overall goals, something that you would like to achieve overall. This kind of keeps your planner helping you think ahead and not just thinking about today. So this is the spot where it helps me to think of everything that I would like to accomplish for the entire year instead of day by day. So then that way I can incorporate these things that I have written down here into my planning system. This helps me to make sure that I am staying on top of these things. And so does my routines. So this is another thing that I have within my planner that I do believe help me. I will list out on my weekly, I will put that I want to do an AM routine, and I don't list out everything that I want to do within this hour. The first thing I just add is I'll just say that it's an AM routine. But if I ever want to know what is consistent with what is within that routine, I have a routines page. And this routines page helps me to know every single thing that I would like to do and possibly the consistency of when I want to do it. So I have my AM routine, my midday routine, my PM routine, and my work routine. All of these are based on a particular day. So all of these I would like to do within a day. It is not that I do them every day. It would be a surprise if I am able to actually do these every single day, but having them here helps me to remember the different things that I would like to get done throughout my day. So I will write it down at a particular time, like I do here, where I put AM routine at 7 a.m. And then here, I usually start out with my workout, and then I will do my daily devotional, meditation, my budget, my planning my day, and then I will get ready. This entire process takes me about an hour, and that is why I have an hour allocated for this specific routine. Same thing down here, except these are not daily routines. All of the ones up here are daily routines. Sorry, are daily routines, but the ones down here are timed routines. So we are looking at my weekly routine, monthly, annual, and my self-care routine. This is something that I usually will do every now and then, especially if I need to take care of myself. But my weekly, monthly, and annual is around a certain time period. And so these routines help me to make sure that I'm staying on track with other things that I would like to do on a timely basis. And these are on a daily basis. So if you have the Tom 90 planner, this one does come with the Tom 90 planner in the weekly, hourly planner. But otherwise, even if you don't have it, if you just put a sheet of paper within your planner and you have some type of spot of daily or weekly things that you would like to get done, it is super helpful in order to help you to stay on top of the things that you would like to incorporate, the habits that you would like to have. So this is one that I usually always recommend as well. And it does help me with my overall productivity because I can easily glance at this and make sure that I am getting these things done. So when it comes down to my goals, within my planner itself, like these are my annual goals, but the next thing that I like to do is break down my annual goals into my monthly goals. So I use my weekly planner in order to set up my goals for the month on my overview page. So this is the same five goals that I had before: spiritual, mental, relational, physical, and financial, broken down into a monthly basis so that I can know what I want to do every single day or how many times I want to do it with throughout the month. So this helps me to make sure that I am accomplishing things monthly so that I am able to accomplish my annual goals. So I like to break them down because if I just have them here, then I am more than likely not going to actually incorporate them into my schedule, but having them here and then also having a further breakdown here helps me to make sure that I am staying on top of the different things that I want to do. So I also recommend that if you do have a monthly goals or annual goals, that you think about doing something monthly or daily as well, just so you're incorporating it into your everyday life. So let's get into the next productivity hack, which is color coding. I absolutely love color coding. I have talked about it. I've done a full video, especially for students, on how much I love color coding and how much I believe you should try and use it within your planner. My favorite way to use it is on my catch-all planner. And here is where I like to break down what I need to do for personal, work, and church. Within my weekly hourly planner, I do consider this one my catch-all planner, which means it has a little bit of everything within this one. Any personal, work, or church activities, anything that I need to do is within this planner. And the main reason why I love this process so much is because in the past, I would forget something or I would overbook myself because I would have these things on separate planners. So now the way that I am setting this one up, it is everything that I need to do in one spot. Every appointment, every meeting, it's all here. And then I just color code which one is for what thing. So if it is personal, it is in pink because I have a key up here. If it's yellow, it's work. And if it's blue, it's church. And then this just easily lets me see what I have to do that is personal, what I have to do that's work, what do I have to do that is church. And having this spot, this hub, really, really does help me because I can just turn to this one spot and see if there's anything that I need to do and make sure that I don't overbook myself. So this is another one that I feel like really helps me with my overall productivity because I would slow myself down so much by checking multiple planners at the same time. I would check this planner and this would only have my personal tasks. So then I would have to check my work planner and then I would have a church planner and then I was checking that one to try and see all of the different things that I had to do. But now that it's all in this one spot, I can easily turn to this page and I can just see. I could just see exactly what I have in any one of these areas. And it makes it to where I can easily glance and I know that I'm not double booking myself. I know that I have everything that I need in this one spot. So this is another one, color code your calendar. Color coding your calendar and keeping everything in one spot within your calendar. If it's any place that you need to go, I would have it in one spot. Any appointment, any meeting, I would have it definitely in one spot. I think that that is definitely going to help you. The next thing that I do within my planner that really helps me with my overall productivity, I have done countless videos on this, and that is my time blocking. I love to time block my day. I always am usually time blocking the different things that are coming up because I feel like when you time block, you are able to really space out your day and not overwork yourself or not add too many things to your schedule. So this is my spot for time blocking, which is my weekly hourly planner. And within this planner, it goes from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. And I have scheduled out every single thing that I would like to do within a day. Now, I usually use the very top for floating tasks or tasks that I want to get done on that day, but they may not be associated with a specific time. So a lot of times I know I want to film or I know I need to order supplies or do something for my shop. However, I don't have a specific time that I absolutely have to do those things. So I will write them at the top here and then I will decide as my day is kind of going when I am going to do it. So if I write in black, then that was me actually planning out my week. And then when I write in red, that means that something has possibly changed or I decided what time I was going to do something. So for instance, you could see at the very top how I have orders, but I didn't have it as a specific time on this day because I really wasn't sure what time I was going to get back from the doctor. I wasn't sure how I was going to be done with filming. I didn't know how long this was going to take me. I had set aside 2 hours, but I also wanted to make sure that I could give myself some white space, some additional time if I needed it. So I decided once I basically started going through my day that I could do orders around 3 o'clock this day. And so that's what I did. And so keeping all of this together really does help me, and time blocking really does help me. Now, there are certain tasks that I know it has to be done at a specific time. Like, for instance, right now we are talking about productivity hacks, and that is something that I added onto my calendar, and I put it in a computer box to let myself know that I was going live. And then I have another meeting this evening before dinner. So having this allows me to kind of plan out my week. Now, I am going to show you my daily planner, or my daily section, which is my first bottom tab, which I use these daily inserts. And I always get the question, what's the difference between the two? Well, with my weekly planner, I am planning out my entire week. For the most part, I am setting up this planner on a Sunday. Everything that you see in black, I wrote that out on a Sunday, which means that when you get to Tuesday or Wednesday, a lot of things that are on here can change. That means my day could have gotten flipped upside down, and now everything that I've written out on here is not going to happen. So if that is the case, this is why I love to have a daily planner as well, because in my AM routine, I will write this out. I will kind of replan or rethink through my day, or add more tasks to my day, or possibly take things away. I can add a little bit more detail, because when I plan all of this out on a Sunday, that does not mean I'm going to be able to do it all. And sometimes I just need to restructure. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes I need to adjust. And when that happens, I need to restructure. So I love to do both. And it is not saying that you have to do both. I know that many times when I talk about this, I will have people who will, comment or say that's too much writing, or that's too much planning. It feels like you're writing again. And I definitely get that. However, if you are like me, where your brain just functions as your hand is writing, because my brain functions better as my hand is moving. This process of writing this out it does not take me more than 10 minutes to do this. I will write this out super quick, and it really does help me to execute and kind of get more things done. I know that sometimes when I am just using this, I will forget things. Some certain tasks will slip my mind. I might not write everything down. But when I am using both, for some reason, it just works better for my brain. So this is where I am planning out my week. I always plan out my week ahead of time. And usually I am doing it on a Saturday or a Sunday. Every now and then, my favorite day to do it is Friday, but I don't always get to do it on a Friday. So I will usually do this by Sunday. It is complete. It is done. And then I always usually post these. I know this one I did as a separate YouTube video, so you can definitely check that out. It's the last YouTube video on my planner on my channel. On my sidebar here, though, I do like to plan out my YouTube schedule. And so if you have something that you do on a consistent basis, for me, it is social media, because that is my job. However, if you have additional job tasks that you do that are standard every single week, you have to do these exact same tasks. Every single week, you have to check your email. Every single week, you have to do these exact things or these exact reports. I advise that you write them on your sidebar. I love to use my sidebar in order to keep up with the things that I need to do that are a routine throughout the week for my work. So for me, it is my YouTube schedule. As you can see, we're currently doing this right now because that's the Productivity Hacks Live. But then tomorrow, I am planning on posting my morning planning routine. And then I have a video that I want to post to Organize You. All the members of Organize You, we're going to be talking about project planning on Thursday. And then Friday is my weekly plan with me video. So having this here helps me to easily be able to see what work tasks I need to get done and what time frame I need to do them around the other meetings that I could possibly have. So that is how I use this particular section of my planner, and I do advise that you plan out your entire week. However you decide to do it, I love to time block, but even if you don't like to time block, plan out your week and write out everything that you want to get done, because you are more likely to actually get those things done. And I'm going to lightly talk once again about my daily planner, because my daily planner, like I said, I like to plan out my day. This process only takes me about 10 to 15 minutes, but it is me rewriting kind of everything that's going to happen in more detail, in additional details that I might have for the meetings that's coming up, for the lives that I want to do, for the additional the filming I want to do. This process helps me to write this out. And then I have the additional thing, because I do not add onto my weekly what I am eating all the time. I might put in dinner, but I don't usually put in every single thing that I have eaten. But on my daily planner, I will. I will write out what I ate for breakfast, what I did for lunch, dinner, snack. Today is Tuesday, so we do Taco Tuesdays in my house. So having this kind of listed out here, and even my workout, what I did, how long I walked, how long it takes me, this helps me to make sure that I am staying on top of my routines, my habits, and my tasks for the entire day. It kind of keeps my head in a space of focus so that I won't be too one-sided. I am not just focusing on my work and forgetting about my overall health. I am not just focusing on the personal things I want to do and forgetting about my work or my family. This planner or this sheet helps me to make sure that I'm like, oh, what did I do for the day for work? What tasks do I need to complete? What did I eat? And how am I overall feeling? What workouts did I do? What's going on with my family? That's usually how I will section this out. And thank you so much. So happy that you are loving my videos. If y'all have any other ideas or any things that you want me to talk about, make sure that you leave it in the chat box. I'll definitely write those things down. All right. So now that we've talked all about basically my weekly section, let's get into my work section. I feel like when it comes to productivity, this is probably the hub of my productivity process. I was using a dashboard planner in the past for my work. I just recently switched it to a vertical planner. And the main reason why is because I needed a space where I could just write down a bunch of lists. My work is really just a really long to-do list. And I felt like the vertical planner was just going to be a much better representation of what I needed. So for my overview page, though, I highly suggest that you have a brain dump for work. So this is like my brain dump for work. This page serves as, yes, it's the overview to my actual work planner, but anytime I am thinking of a new design that I want to do. So I have it broken down by shop, the brands that I am currently starting to work with or talk to, and Organize You, which is the membership. So sometimes I will have additional or special projects, and I will list them here as well. But this is like my brain dump section for work. Anytime anything random comes up, any project that I want to do, any brand that I want to reach out to, anything that I want to do for Organize You, it goes here, because this is the spot where I can just kind of jot it down. And then later on, I can plan within my weekly planner when I am going to process this. So when am I going to work on this? And I will usually add it at the top once I decided, oh, I'm going to work on this week. So if I have a new sticker design that I want to do, and I know I need to resize some stickers for Etsy, then I will say, oh, when can I do that? And I'll say, oh, this day is pretty light. Let me add it on this particular day. But this is like a brain dump section, just like a spot where I can jot different things down for work. And it is specifically for the operations of my work and not for social media. So as you can see, there are no social media on this brain dump section on my overview page. It is really just like the shop, Organize You, and the different brand things that I have going on. After that, for my monthly calendar for work, since all of my meetings and the different things that I need to do, because remember, my catch-all planner has all the things that I need to do for personal work and for church. This is the hub of every place I need to go. For my work planner, this is my social media. So I have a speaking engagement where I have to do a commencement speech at a graduation. So I have that listed here. But everything else is basically my YouTube schedule. It's the different things that I need to do for YouTube, for Organize You, for my newsletter that I would like to go out every single week. It's called Tom Tuesday. And so what I like to do here is just map out everything that's going to happen on social media, and it's mainly my content. And the reason why I will keep my content here is because I don't need to keep track of every single place I need to go, because that's already on my weekly planner. So I can use this to plan out everything else that is work related. And then when it comes to my vertical planner or my work planner, this is just mainly lists. Just listing out every single thing that I need to do. And these are usually the small things that I need to do throughout the day. So within my weekly planner, I can only list so many things here. And so for the most part, I'll just kind of write down when I am filming, or I'll write down when I am going to do my AM routine. But I have to usually look in another section of my planner for the details around these things. So my AM routine, I'm going to look at my routines page. But once I get into filming, yes, I'm going to film, and that might take me an hour or two. But there are additional things that I need to do for work. Like I need to process payroll or order supplies or do a bank deposit, review my emails, answer emails. And so those specifics of my work things that I need to do or operations that I need to do, that is what goes in here. Anytime I have a client meeting that I need to follow up on, or if I have a custom order that I am trying to complete, that will go on here, because this is just a list planner where I can list all of the additional things that are coming up. So yes, you want to have both. I would say have a spot where, yes, you can time block and make sure you're thinking about all of your time for the week, but then also have a spot where you can jot down a bunch of different random tasks that may come up or may need to happen at any point in time. So this is where I like to kind of jot those things down, because I know that I would never have enough space in my weekly planner to do both. And if I don't jot down those little tasks like transfer or running payroll and things like that, I will forget to do them. So I love having both. One within my work planner, which it is very specific to just the tasks that I need to get done. And my weekly planner is where I will map out my hours. So this process, you may just need a vertical planner and you may not care about time blocking. That is very specific to the person. For me, I like to do both, because I like to make sure that I am working during the time that I want to work. But I also like to make sure that I put down my work in in a good time manner so that I am spending time equally with my family and on myself and getting enough rest and things like that. And this is the only way for me that has worked. It is where I time block my day and then I map out all of the different things I need to do. I get it out of my head, I put it on paper, I check it off as I go, and then I just kind of move the list over as I need it from day to day so that I don't overwhelm myself. So this is definitely have been helping me. And so that's why I wanted to share it as a productivity tip, because I do believe that a lot of times we don't do enough brain dumps. I think we try and remember everything or we keep everything in our head, but many times we don't do enough brain dumps. Okay, let me answer this question. Do you use something digital in conjunction with your paper planner? I use Google Calendar for forward planning. I do. So I will use Google Calendar for my for my appointments. So all of the appointments that I have on my weekly planner in my here, I'll have specific times that I need to do something, but I also keep them on my calendar, on my Google Calendar, so that I do have reminders that will pop up on my phone. And let me see if I can, I'm gonna try and see if I can pull it up on my phone, but I will do both because I do feel like they help me to stay with, let's see, hopefully y'all can see that. But it is color coded as well. If you see, yellow is on my Google Calendar, yellow is my work, the same as here in my planner. Blue is for church, but personal is purple. So on here on my calendar, but I will put them on my calendar as well. Now, I don't have every single task on here as well. I don't have every single task, but I do have a lot of my appointments, places that I need to be. All of that is also on Google Calendar. So I try and color code both so that if I'm looking here, I can see that, oh, work, that's yellow, right? And the only one that's kind of different is it's pink here, but it's purple here. And it's only because my purple highlighter is so dark that I don't like it on paper. So I usually like to use pink, but this is how I do it on both. And then that way, no matter if I picked up my phone or if I picked up my calendar, I can see what I need to do. So yes, I do both. However, I don't do all of my tasks. I only usually do that for appointments. Let's see. What was the next question? What do you do to quickly note the information? So you just note it in your planner or in your catch-all journal. Oh, so it depends. If it's something super, super quick that I need to do for work, I will usually jot it here and on my sidebar. So many times I will just jot something down, especially if it has to do something for work, I will let it here. However, y'all know I still have a brainstorming notebook, and I have shown my brainstorming notebook a couple of times, but I will either use my brainstorming notebook or sometimes I'll have a meetings tab in here. Lately, I have been using a notebook because I found that sometimes I just want to kind of process my thoughts, and this system has just worked out well for me. I did an entire video on how I use my brainstorming notebook in conjunction with my planner, but if I am jotting down just something random that I need to get done, usually it's here. Usually it is just a task. If it is something that I am trying to process, like, I'm trying to think through an idea. Like, for instance, my productivity hacks. What we're doing right now, I was trying to think through everything that I wanted to talk about. And so I jotted it down in this notebook. So I have it off to the side so that I can refer to it as I am going through everything. All right. How do you deal with things that you do not complete? So if I do not complete something, let's say I don't complete a task. If you can see right here, if I don't do something, I will do an X. If it's a routine, I will just kind of mark off that I did not do it. However, if it is something like filming, as you can see, I put it here that I did not do it. I marked off the X up here, and usually I roll it over to the very next day. So I was supposed to film 2 videos yesterday, but I ended up not being able to because the day kind of got away from me. So what I ended up doing is putting that X to let myself know that I did not do it. And then we're rolling it over to the very next day. I will also add it within my to-do planner on my work. I will just kind of add it to the very next day. So now I was supposed to film it on Tuesday, but now I am filming it, or I was supposed to film it on Monday, and now I'm filming it this day. But I just roll over any task that I do not complete. If I don't complete it, I just end up rolling it over to the very next day. All right. I think that was all of the questions for now. All right, let's go on. I know we're still on my work one. The next one that I want to show you, though, is you need a spot for personal development. If anything, you need to have a spot where you consistently are keeping track of the different things that you want to learn. So, I recently shared with you all that I am studying to become a certified financial therapist. It is something that I have been interested in for the past like 2 years now. And I'm finally taking the plunge and doing the work. And this is a book that I am currently reading on the topic. And so I wanted to keep up with the notes that I found on this particular topic. And so, oh, wait, let me close this. There's some kind of light here. Let me try and close this blinds. Okay, that's a little bit better. Hopefully, that's a little bit better. But what I like to do here is kind of keep up with the different notes that I am reading from this book. And so I will jot down just anything that I am learning. And I feel like this is missing in a lot of people's setup, but it really does help me with my overall productivity. This one little thing helps me to study and learn more and help me to be able to refer back to my notes more often. So now that I have this in here, it is a constant reminder and it's a part of my midday routine within my planner to read. So I will set aside like 10, 15 minutes to read every single day. And so this is where I'm processing what I have read. It makes it so much easier. It makes me actually open up the book more often, and I keep the book right at my desk. So here is the book that I am currently reading, and I keep like the bookmark here. And then anytime I am ready, I can just easily open it up and just start writing everything down. So this makes it much, much easier for me to stay on top of all of my learning notes. Do I add my bills to my Google Calendar? I will with certain ones that are automated. I will. I will add them if they're automated and I want to remind myself that it is about to be deducted from my account. I do not add every single bill, just the ones that are large and automatic. So if it is an annual subscription, it always goes on my Google Calendar because I will always forget an annual subscription. And if it's like something quarterly, my car insurance, I think that one comes up every 6 months. So those types of bills, they are always on my Google Calendar because I know that I switch out my planner every single month. So I am more likely to forget about the annual subscriptions. I am more likely to forget about those bigger bills or quarterly or car insurance. This just the larger ones that if I pay every 6 months, if I pay every year, I want to make sure I remember those. So that is how I do that. What section are you doing for budgeting for the month and bills? I am going to get to that one. We're going to get to that one. That is my budget section that is back here. And I'm going to show you exactly how I set up and process that as well. Do you have or can you plan an updated video for how long you keep just your types of journals and planners? Tend to keep it all, and it's a lot over the years. Yes. So with my setup, the way the planners that I keep my weekly, hourly planner. I keep all of them for 2 years. So right now I have 2023 planners and 2022. I just got rid of 2021, but the only one that I keep for longer than that, like I've kept my weekly, hourly planner, which is this particular planner because it's my catch-all. I will keep this one for up to 5 years. So this one I will keep for the long haul, and any memory keeping book and any learning one I will keep for the long haul. Other than that, my work one I will toss after 2 years. And my budget I will toss after about 2 or 3 years. But all of the other ones I will keep. I keep my faith planners, I keep my learning notes, and I keep my catch-all for probably like 5 or 6 years, or until I'm just like, oh, I really, really don't need this one anymore. So usually I like try and flip through it though to make sure. And I always like to do videos on the planners that I am about to toss, and make sure that I have some type of video on them. So then that way, even if I toss the planner, I can look at that video and refer back to it and see what I had written on it for a certain day. And I will just usually be just doing a flip through in the video so that if I need it, I know I have it. So yes, that's what I like to usually do with those. So having a section for personal development is something that I do recommend. I think that this would be a great thing for a lot of people to add. I know that it is not something that a lot of people do decide to do, but I think it is wonderful. It will help you with whatever you are trying to learn, or even just keep your mind sharp for whatever. Okay. The next section that I have is another bottom tab. Now this one, if you know, this helps me with future planning for social media. So I usually use my content section of my planner to just help me with different things that I have coming up for social media. So I post on YouTube, Instagram. We also have our church YouTube channel and Instagram page. And then I have shorts that I will post on YouTube. So today I posted why I was becoming a financial therapist and what it is, because I did get some questions in the last short that I posted. So I will post that. But then we are also doing a live today on productivity hacks. So since I post multiple things on multiple spaces, like it could be on money stuff, it could be a planner thing, it could be church where I'm doing something faith related. This is my weekly posting planner, and it really just kind of keeps me on track and helps me to remember everything that I have posted in different spots. And I also have my content ideas. So anytime you all give me a content idea, something that I could possibly talk about or do, this is where I will add it. I just jot down all of the content ideas that you all have given me. And it really does help me to always have something to talk about, because sometimes it like you feel like you're being redundant, but I know that when I get the same question over and over, that it could just be new people to my channel who are unaware of what I do or have not seen my older videos, have not been following me for a long time. So I will refer back to some of the old content that I have posted and added on here. Or if I keep seeing the same type of question over and over, then I will add it on here as well. Like this video or this live was inspired by someone asking me, like, how am I actually able to be productive with all of these different sections in my planner? Because most people believe that I am in every single section every single day. And if you can see, it's almost like I'm only in my work section from like 9 to 5 as I am working. My catch-all planner is probably the one I'm in the most or the longest because it's a weekly hourly planner. And it's the one that helped me to structure my day. But every other section beyond that, I'm only in it for a certain amount of time. I only need it for a specific task or something that I'm trying to do for that is work related. And so that is how I use these, and that's how it doesn't take up like a lot of my time. I am able to just flip to it only when I need it. And so for this one, this helps me to stay on top of what content I would like to post ahead of time on all of the platforms. Usually in my work planner, I am only keeping track of YouTube, but here I am keeping track of the shorts I want to post, the ideas that I might have, the things that are going on church Instagram and church social media. And so it's more of an overview or more of a hub of everything that is going on. After this, we do have my future dated planner. Like this is just a future, it's just really portrait calendar of so that I can keep up with what's coming up in the next upcoming months. Right now, we have the month of September. I have a conference coming up. And then I also have some additional things that I have to do. And so, yes, I can keep this on my Google Calendar, but many times, especially if I'm out and about, I don't know, for me, adding things to Google Calendar takes me some time. So I usually will set aside time once a week to add all of the things to my Google Calendar, but I just like to write things down and I always have my planner on me. So I will just flip to this real quick and just jot down something that is coming up. And I usually have like the next 3 months in this section since each one of my planners is only the current month. So right now, this is the month of September because we already have the month of August in here. And this is how I like to keep up with what's coming up next. Now, you could possibly do this exact same thing within Google Calendar. That's definitely possible. You just want to have something that you can easily refer back to that's going to keep you efficient and make sure that you are not double booking yourself. So this is my method that helps me to not double book myself, to be able to look ahead and be able to jot different things down so I do not forget them. Then we have my faith planner. My faith planner is not something that everyone will use, especially overall for their health or productivity. I usually will look at this one every single day because it does help me with my overall health, my spiritual health, so that I feel calm, I feel focused, I feel ready for my day. And so right now I am studying the book of John. And so that is how I use my overview page is I will break down what book I am currently studying or what I am currently doing in my personal Bible study. Now, this is my personal Bible study. This is not for church. This is just what something I wanted to do on my own personal time. And so I kind of write a summary up here. And then I break down what I want to learn from each one of the chapters. So this month I am studying the book of John. Through chapters 1 through 12 is just about the beginning. And so I just told myself what I wanted to mark. Like I want to mark down the events, the locations, the portrayals of Jesus. This is my overall goal. Then I have chapters 13 through 17, and the Holy Spirit is introduced, especially in chapters 14 through 16. So I wanted to make sure that I pay attention and really dissect when the Holy Spirit is introduced and how this went within scripture. And so this is just me reminding myself that that is what I really wanted to study when I get to these chapters. And then we have chapters 18 through 21, the final chapters of John. And this is the account of the events surrounding the arrest, crucifixion, resurrection, and post resurrection of Jesus. So, this is where I will break down what I would like to study and how I want to study it throughout the month. And so, I don't, when I'm doing this, it's not like I have to do it every single day. Usually, when I am doing this process, I am studying probably once a week where I will do a full Bible study breakdown or I'm like really diving into these chapters. And then on a daily basis, I'm just doing my daily devotionals and things like that. So this is how I use this. Like I said, this is not really, I guess, necessarily a productivity tip. It is one for me because it is something that is very important to me. So if you even have a book or something that you are reading that is super important to you that you add into your life on a consistent basis, then I would highly suggest that you find a way or find like incorporate it in a planner. Like for me, it's my faith and my learning, my personal development. But even with my learning, I just kind of jotted it down on these learning notes. But with my faith, I decided to make it a planner because I'm going to use it every single day. I'm going to use it every single day. Um, so with my monthly spread for my faith planner, though, this is where I do my daily scripture. So I just list out all of my daily scripture here. And every single day I would just kind of open it up and then write down the scripture for the particular day. And then this is where I am doing my Bible study. This is something that I will do on a weekly basis. And then for this particular week, it was my sermon study, but it is between sermon notes from Sunday and my personal Bible study that I will do this here. So next one and last planner is my budget planner. So my budget planner is another one where I keep track of goals. I also list out the month. But for the person who asked, where and what section am I keeping all of my budgeting, my month, my bills? This is the section. Now, I do have an insert in the back here of all of my bills. So these are my bills for every single month. I wrote them out in the month of January and I just put them on these two sheets. And every single time I am about to budget, I refer to this page because this page makes sure that I do not forget any bill that I could possibly have. So I list them out all here. And then when it comes to the month, this is how I will color code and basically set up my month for my budget. For my budget, I like to color code based on paydays. So I get paid now every single Thursday. So since I get paid on Thursdays, I color code. If you can, hopefully you can see, every payday is a different color. So this payday is green because these are all the bills I want to pay with this one. This one's pink. These are the bills I want to pay with this one. Blue and then purple. And then we have a yellow one down here. So the way that I use my monthly calendar is I will write out all of the bills that I have to pay. I will also color code them based on the payday that I am planning on using to cover that particular bill. And then I will check them off as I pay them. So as different things get paid with different paydays, I'm checking them off. I am making sure that they actually clear my account. It has its own calendar and it also has its own monthly budget sheet. So this is my budget planner. I am going to map out every single thing that's coming up for my budget, all of the bills that I have, any additional bills that I may not have enough space for. I have an insert in here and I will add them here. But this helps me to stay on top and make sure that I am paying all of my bills and that I know which ones have already cleared and what needs to still clear for the rest of the month. So I will refer to this every single morning and then I will write down as I am checking my bank account, I will write down any bill that has already cleared my bill account. And then I can add up and see all of the ones that I have left that have not cleared my bill account as of yet. And I do the same thing with my overall budget. I will write down like what I need to do as far as what the money is concerned, what I need to save, what I need to put aside. All of that goes onto my paycheck budget sheet. And so this is how I break down everything that is kind of coming up. So I just keep this as a rolling thing that I do. I do my paycheck budgets every single week. And then I will check in with my monthly budget as I go. So as I'm updating my paycheck budgets, I'm also updating my monthly budget. And this is a part of my AM routine. So in the morning at that 7 a.m. time, I am looking at my budget planner. I also will write in my daily devotional and my scripture reading. That is a part of my morning routine. I will also write down the list of things that I would like to get done for work. And then I will fill out my daily sheet, and refer to my weekly calendar to see if there's anything that I need to do. Now, I plan on doing a video on my morning routine process, on that exact process, showing you how I flip through each one of these things. But we can definitely talk about that in tomorrow's video. So this is how I am mainly using this planner to kind of help me with everything. Another thing that I will do on my daily planner is if I spend money, I will write it. I will write it down here. And the reason why I'll do that is because I can easily flip through my daily planner and see how much I spent for the day. So I don't think I spent any money today. I did not. So since I didn't spend any money, there's nothing here. But usually I will write it right here I will write and say, oh, I spent $20 at the store. I'm going to write it here because then that reminds me as I am checking my budget planner and looking at my transactions, what I did, and I can make sure everything is on there. All right, let me ask if you have any questions. I know that was a lot that I threw at you all at the same time, but if you have any questions, put it in the chat box. I am going to try and answer every single question that you have. All right. Struggling with tracking my budget as I get paid at the end of the month. It confuses me to stay on top. So if you get paid at the end of the month, then I would suggest that the week before the week before the last, before you get paid, that you do this process. So let's say if you get paid on the first, let's say you get paid on the 1st of August. Between this Sunday and this Wednesday, this is when I would map out every single thing that I need to do, because I always suggest that you plan out your money before you actually get that direct deposit. Because once it hits your account, it's really, really challenging to plan it out. So I like to try and plan it out at least that Tuesday or Wednesday before I get paid. And whatever day I try and map out, I try and use, let's see, what is my bank balance and how much am I getting paid? And then I will map out all of the bills that I need to cover with that check. Now, if it's only once a month, then I really try my best to get 1 month ahead as much as you possibly can. But before that, you want to map out all of the bills that need to be paid, how much, and make sure you kind of get that out of the way ahead of time. I usually will pay them within that very first week. Since I only have that, I don't get paid again to the very next month. That's the way I would do it. I would pay all of the bills first and then allocate how much you need for groceries, for shopping, for beauty, for the other entertainment, extracurricular things. But getting the bills out of the way first is going to help you with that process. Adding debt by ordering off sites using Shop Pay. So this is going to probably come into a different type of challenge, and this could be impulsive shopping, and we really would have to get to the root of impulsive shopping. So sometimes it is because and now that I am reading this book here, and I am doing a deeper dive into the emotional side of money, I am starting to realize how there is a connection between how we spend our money, and it could be deeper than if you have it or not. Right? It's deeper. The reason why we spend money is deeper than the money itself. And sometimes it's not as easy as just saying, oh, just stop. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes we have to get to the root of it. Is it FOMO? Is it I have a fear of missing out? Is it um I have a scarcity mindset? I am afraid that I can't enjoy life. I am afraid that I won't have enough to be able to do this in the future. I feel like I got to spend it now. If money feels like it's a hole in your pocket, all of that could be adding to financial anxiety, which could be causing you to spend impulsively. But this is probably something that we would have to dive deeper into. I am going to do some additional lives and videos on the money topic of like the emotional side of money and why we may end up spending more money, and that thought process that kind of comes with that, and how to stop it, how to stop doing it. But we will have to do a deep dive into a full video on that as well. Is it okay? Is it okay of the any of the planners to just begin regardless of where we are at in the month? Yes, I do it all the time. So I recently did this with my work planner. So if you heard me say with my work planner, I was using a dashboard style planner. However, in the middle of the month, as I think I still have it over here, in the middle of the month, because I had mapped all of this out where I was just going to use it, and it was going to be like mainly my to-do planner. And I was trying to keep everything on the side here and then keep all of my YouTube and stuff on this side. The problem is I was starting to run out of space. I had so many things that I needed to get done on one particular day, and I was running out of space. And so by the time we got to the week of the 12th, I was like, I need something else. I need to be able to just list out everything that's kind of coming up. And so that's why I switched to this format. But as you can see, the first 2 weeks, I just kind of wrote in a little bit of what had already happened, but I'm not really using it until we get to this one. This is where I really start to use this. So yes, you could start a new planner whenever you choose. I give myself permission to change my planner anytime I feel like it. I feel like once I've given myself permission to change my planner anytime I feel like it, I do not suffer from fear of missing out as much. I don't feel like I've pigeonholed myself. I don't force a planner to work for me. I am a big believer of, if it's working right now, great. If it's not working, change it. It is always the planner. It is never me. So if it's not working, I will change it. I do not feel any guilt around changing my planner if I feel like I need to. And this is probably why I love having pages that are removable, because that way I can adjust, I can add inserts, I can do whatever I need in this planner to make sure that it is consistently working for me. And so, yes, need to include the bill sheet. Yes, having this bill sheet, I have it as a download in my shop, to where if you wanted to pick it up, you definitely can, on my Etsy shop. But just keeping this in here, such a big help, because now I'm not trying to think of every single bill that I have every single time, every month. I already have it listed out, and then I can just copy everything over. And then if anything changes, I can update it on the sheet. Like, for instance, when I ended up we paid our escrow. I had to pay and my house note went up a little bit because of it. Like, I paid out the escrow, but it changed my monthly note from like 14 to 16 for my mortgage. So I just scratched it out and updated it here. And that happened in like April or May. So just having stuff like this and being able to easily refer to it makes it super easy And that's the whole point of this. That's your planner is supposed to be making your life easy. As much as I possibly can, if this planner isn't making my life easy, then I need to change it. I need to update it. I need to figure out why it's not making my life easy, because that's the goal of it. It is not just so I can decorate it. It is not just so it can look pretty, in which I do love those things. But for the most part, my planner is a functional planner that helps me to get things done. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a pastor. I have a lot going on at any particular time. And so I want this planner to help me to stay on top of everything. And if I ever feel like it's a chore, then I will change it. I will always change it, because that's the point of your planner. Is it's supposed to help you, and it's supposed to feel good, and it's supposed to keep you calm. And if it's not keeping you calm, if it feels like a burden, if it's not helping you with your money, if it feels like a chore, if it's costing you a lot, then there's something that we need to change about it, because it's not working. So that is today's live. And y'all let me know in the comments. Make sure y'all like this video, please, please, for me. It really, really does help me with the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you want any more top-down videos, I know this is the first time, or like the first time in a very long time, that I have done a live that is this way. But if y'all want more videos like this, where we do more money type of videos or more planning type videos, please let me know down below. Let me know in the comments, because it really does help me as I am planning and as I map out the different things I want to do for you all on my content ideas page. So y'all let me know, and I will see you all in my next live. We will be live again next week. And next week, we are going to be talking about how I use my planner to increase my income. So I am really excited to talk to you about the different things that I have done in here that has helped me with my shop and with the Organize You and my membership, and helped me to launch different things. So I do have a classic size of my planner. So right now it only comes in the letter size, which it is the same size as Happy Planner letter size, and the classic size. So if you want the smaller size, it is available in my Etsy shop. I like the bigger size, but I do know some people who do like the smaller size. So you can definitely check out the shop and you will see it there. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. See y'all next week. Bye.